Amara and Darren met in their final year at the University of Abuja. He was studying business administration, more vibes than books, and she, economics. Their paths crossed during a finance seminar where Darren asked a ridiculous question about turning tax into profit, and Amara snorted so loudly from the front row that the whole auditorium turned. Instead of being offended, he chased her down after the lecture. "You laugh like my embarrassment was food," he said, smiling. She replied, "Because foolishness must be digested properly." And that was the beginning. They dated for 2 years. She grounded him. He spoiled her. After graduation, he brought her home to meet his family, the famous Nwosu dynasty. His father was the CEO of Nwosu and Sons, an oil servicing company with heavy political ties. His mother, the chairwoman of 3 private schools in Maitama, wore geli like battle armor and judged silently with her eyes. The Nwosus were old money, Irako tree money, and they were proud of it. From the start, Amara knew she was being evaluated like livestock at a village market. Her father was a retired civil servant. Her mother owned a small catering business in Guarimpa. Respectable, yes, but not pedigree. "She's smart," Darren's father had said after their first meeting. "But can she produce?" He meant children. He meant sons. Still, they married. Their wedding was the kind that shut down traffic. Photo shoots at Zuma Rock. Cake taller than the bride. The Nwosus posed like royalty while Amara's parents watched wide-eyed, hoping this meant true belonging. The first year was sweet, honeymoon love, new apartment in was 2, date nights, and promises. The second year, Amara got pregnant. When she gave birth to a baby girl, little Ava, there was a celebration, but it was laced with tension. Darren's mother barely smiled. His father didn't even attend the naming ceremony, citing urgent business in Port Harcourt. "She's just the first," Amara said optimistically. "We have time." But the Nwosus didn't want time. They wanted a male heir. Their empire needed one. At least, that's what they said at every family dinner, dropping hints like grenades. Things began to shift when Amara was 6 months postpartum and newly pregnant again, but sadly, she miscarried at 9 weeks. The condolences were lukewarm. His mother asked if she had been eating enough garden eggs. His father went back to talking about a land deal. And then came Camille. Darren started behaving strangely. Late meetings. Passwords changed. Less laughter. And Amara, newborn on hip, heart on edge, knew something was rotting under the surface. But the real betrayal? It didn't start with Darren. It started with his mother. Mrs. Nwosu had met Camille at a Women in Oil conference. Camille, younger, sharp-tongued, from a wealthy Calabar family, was the daughter of a political ally. Beautiful, flirtatious, and notably fertile. She had apparently mentioned wanting a solid husband with pedigree, and Mrs. Nwosu offered up her son like he was akara on a tray. Darren's father encouraged the arrangement for legacy. The Nwosus needed to secure the family's future, and Amara, with her persistent womb disappointments, wasn't enough. They orchestrated meetings, sent Camille to Darren's office for partnership talks, and eventually, Camille revealed she was pregnant 0.5 months along. And it was a boy, Darren told Amara during a Harmattan evening when she was still breastfeeding Ava. Her nipples were sore. Her feet swollen. Her body was still rebuilding itself when he dropped the bomb. "I didn't plan it," he said, unable to meet her eyes. "But my parents aren't excited." "And it's a boy." "Amara, it's a boy." That word again. Boy. Like it was more valuable than faithfulness, history, or decency, they asked her to quietly leave. To co-parent peacefully and not cause embarrassment. They offered her a small flat in Kubwa, out of the public eye. She declined. She moved in with her parents in Guarimpa, holding her baby like a shield and swallowing her dignity every morning like vitamins. Amara's family rallied around her. Her mother took over diaper duty. Her father fixed up a spare room. Her brother, Chuka, started driving her around. "I married up," she whispered one night while rocking Ava. "But I didn't marry well." Months passed. Camille posted glowing maternity pictures, all silk gowns and smug captions. Darren's family threw a gender reveal that looked like a political rally, and then At 7 months, Camille went into early labor. The baby came, yes, but he wasn't Darren's. DNA test, negative. Camille, it turned out, had her own rotation of options. Darren wasn't the father. The boy they discarded Amara for wasn't even theirs. The Nwosus went into full crisis mode. Their allies mocked them. Their business started bleeding clients. Their carefully built image cracked like a cheap chandelier. Meanwhile, at 4 months postpartum, Amara attended her university alumni reunion, reluctantly. She wore a simple gown, hoping to blend in, and then she saw him. Obinna, he'd been in her statistics class, quiet, observant, with dimples that snuck up on you. He had once offered her lecture notes and blushed when she thanked him. They lost touch after graduation, but there he was now, taller, richer, still singled. He was the CEO of a thriving tech firm that serviced major infrastructure projects. His company had just secured a contract the Nwosus once held. "I always thought you were too good for him," he said over jollof rice that night. Amara blinked. "I didn't even know you thought of me." "I've always thought of you." They started seeing each other. Quiet dinners. Shared parenting stories. Long walks through Jobby Lake Mall where Ava gurgled in her stroller and Obinna held her tiny feet like they were made of glass. He didn't just love Amara, he respected her. He never treated her like a vessel. He treated her like a partner. By Ava's first birthday, Obinna proposed. When they married 6 months later, the city buzzed. Not just because it was elegant and tasteful, but because Obinna was now a major name in business, and his wife was formerly Mrs. Nwosu. The storm came shortly after. The Nwosus lost a critical contract due to a political fallout. One bank pulled funding. Their stocks dropped. Lawsuits mounted. By the next fiscal year, they were forced to sell off their majority shares in the oil servicing arm of their company. Guess who bought it? Obinna. He walked into the boardroom like Judgment Day. Darren was present, eyes dull, suit wrinkled. His father refused to make eye contact. His mother's lips trembled as she tried to keep her wig straight. Amara didn't attend. She was home nursing Ava through teething. But she sent a note, typed neatly and sent via email. "Your rejection was my redirection. Thank you to Mrs. Amara Obinna Ikenna." The press had a field day. People whispered. Staff gossiped. The Martins of Maitama were no longer the Nwosus of legend. But Amara? She became the standard. She didn't just survive. She rebuilt. With love. With dignity. With wealth. And every time she looked at Ava, she smiled. She wasn't a boy, she'd say. She was the empire.